In today's video, we're going to make video really simple for you beginners out there, or for those of you that just want to learn a bit more about video. Today I'm going to be using the Canon M50, but what I talk about today can be used in any mirrorless camera or camcorder, or pretty much any camera that you're using. So do not go anywhere, because I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, the things you want to think about when you're filming your video or video in general is it was basically all split into two. So you basically got video, which is what you can see now, and audio is what you can hear at the same time. And if you can get them to a fairly good standard, all your videos are going to be awesome. Now, the first thing I'm thinking about before you get any camera, if you're using your phone even, is definitely get a tripod. Something like this, it's easy to use. Now you can get a cheap one, sort of 15, 20 pounds or dollars, or you can get a more expensive one like the one I'm using to hold the camera that's recording this video. That costs me about 30 or 40 pounds. So you know, you don't have to spend the earth. But if you want something a bit more heavy duty, a bit more professional, the one I have actually pops off into like a selfie stick, which is quite handy. But you know, again, what I'm talking about today, you can use these tips with your phone or mirrorless camera, but I'm using the M50 because that basically is the standard of video that I like to use at the minute. And you can record in HD or in 4K in this camera, and what I like about this camera is brilliant. And just so you know, I come from a background of 20 years of filming and editing. I've used video camcorders back in the day, and in the last sort of 5 years I've been using mirrorless cameras like this, the M50, which is a brilliant camera. I think you're just about, there you go, you can see it in the video there. It's an absolute brilliant camera. I've actually got an R50 which has actually replaced it, but I just like to use these. I've got two of these cameras, which makes it very versatile to get different shots, or you know, I just love everything about it. Now, why do I love a mirrorless camera? So it does nice wider shots, which is better than a camcorder. Interchangeable lenses. The kit lens which comes to this is a 15-45mm, which is really nice for the M50. It has a really nice flip screen, which is a touch screen, so you can play around with all the settings and ISO and shutter speed, or basically just see what you're doing like I'm doing now. So I can see myself, make sure I'm in shot, make sure that the frame is nice and you've got a good frame, that sort of thing. We'll talk about a bit more into video in a second. I just want to give you some things to think about when you're getting your camera. I love the M50 again, or the R50, because you've got a nice microphone jack, so you can attach a microphone to it. You can put a microphone on the top. You've got a viewfinder if you want to take those cool photos. It's easy to use. It's not overly complex. Anyone can use these cameras, and they're just easy. And if you want to, you can just put it into video mode and off you go. So thinking about video then, to begin with, you want to make sure the camera's set up on a tripod. I've attached it at the bottom there just to save time. You just screw it on there, put it on a tripod. I tend to have tripods that screw at the top rather than the windy ones, because they just take too long, but it's all down to personal preference. I would recommend you have the camera at sort of eye level. So what I mean by the screw is it just makes the top bit go up and down, and I would have it sort of eye level. Can you see that? Yeah, so you've got the sort of eye level. Probably take off the lens cap, which would be quite handy, and from there I would get it just slightly above your eye. I know I do videos underneath, but just, you know, it just looks better. It just makes you look more photogenic, if you will, and it's just a nicer way to record. So I would have it about sort of like that. I would have, I don't know if can you see that there? So if I just turn it there, you can see I would have the screen facing you, so you can see what you're recording. Obviously, if you use your phone, you'll have the phone screen, but just bear in mind that the facing away camera on the phone is far better than the sort of selfie camera generally, if you want the best quality. Now obviously you can record in 4K or HD, obviously to future-proof yourself, record and edit in 4K, just bear in mind the much bigger files. Not all computers can handle them well. I personally still edit in HD just because it's just quicker, smaller files. I do this every week, so I don't want my hard drives getting full up every 2 minutes because I've been using lots of 4K. But obviously it's all down to personal preference. So I would get it sort of eye level, as you see, turn it there. Obviously if you've got a windy one, you have to do all that. So don't recommend them. It's easy to see, just look at the photos when you're buying your tripod before you get it. You can soon tell it has a little windy thing like a boat. So anyway, you get it on eye level. Now this comes with a 15-45mm kit lens. Put it on 15mm. If you're using a mirrorless or something similar, whatever the best wide angle shot of your lens is, you can change the lenses down the road if you so wish, depending on the situation. I would definitely start with 15mm, just because it's just easier, and you give that nice wide angle shot. And just so you know, if you want to think, well, what does the video look like? What you're seeing now is the kit lens of the M50. on 15mm. I'm not changing or, you know, color correcting, which you could do. I'll talk about that perhaps in a different video. But it's a nice day outside. And then think about lighting. So if you're outside, you're thinking about the sunlight, what light's going around. If you're indoors, you might want to use some floodlight, different lights like that. But if you want to get good light, it's easy to film by a window, especially on a nice day, or just film outside. We'll talk about audio in a second. And as a beginner or someone that just wants things to be easy, I'm all about making things as easy and productive as possible. So I generally just put it into video mode. Bear in mind, with a lot of cameras, unless you spend thousands, they do have a slight crop mode, so you might put it further away, hence why you want a nice wide angle lens. But I find a 15mm or even a 16mm on the R50 is perfectly fine for what we need. And you'll get this nice, as you can see, this nice wide angle shot. I'm about half a meter away from the camera at the moment, and for the microphone, if you're using a shotgun mic, you don't want to be much further away than I am at the minute, otherwise you might want to look at like an external wireless microphone. And that's basically sort of how I set a video, and I'll literally just press record and start filming. Now you're probably thinking, well, you pretty much said earlier, Dave, that half the video is audio. I can't show you my best microphone, but I suppose I could do in the clip. I'm using the Rode shotgun mic in a minute. It's a bit windy, just for a second. I'm using the Rode shotgun microphone, which is a really nice camera microphone, and it produces really nice audio, the audio that you're experiencing in this video, and you'll probably see that in a second. I'll do a little photo for you in post edit, but just for this video, this is an older, this is literally like a £20 shotgun microphone. Obviously if you get a Rode one, you're talking like between 1500, depending on what day of the week it is, it really does vary. And you just place can you see that there? You can just about see it. Little power tip on, make sure the cap is on when you place your microphone on, because you don't want to damage the lens. Make sure if you've got any straps out the way, and you plug in your microphone like that. And what's really nice, you can actually play around. If you don't want the sound to peak too much, if you're like a loud person like me, oh god, you could play around with that in the settings, which is easy to do, especially on the latest M50 and the R50 cameras. Or you can just put it into auto and let it do its thing. I find in the R50 it's pretty good at doing that for you. Now if you're filming further away, you might want to get like a, what I call a lapel or clip-on mic, which has a long cable, but cables do get tangled. I haven't used mine for a while for that reason. You can get a really nice Rode wireless microphone, and they sometimes come in packs of 2, so you can have multiple people talking at the same time, which is something I've debated about doing. So if you want to be further away from the camera, that sort of thing. So because you know, you could set up spend all the time in nice sunlight, you've got your camera ready or your phone ready, you go and press record and your microphone is rubbish or whatever, and you know it's too windy, and you ruin your video because people can't hear what you're saying, and it's like, Dave, your sound is rubbish. But these cameras do come with internal microphones, which are perfectly fine for indoor recording or just filming in general, which is really cool. But just bear in mind, if you want to improve your audio, I'd highly recommend a shotgun microphone. I would say get a decent one, if I'm honest. Get the Rode shotgun microphone, link to that and the camera I'm using today in the description below. And if you're getting value from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you get value from everything we're doing here today. And we're gonna buy some coffee, links that as well in the description, and that just helps everything we do here on the channel. And everyone that's done that already and subscribed, thank you so much, it means the world to us. So once you've got your audio microphone, you've got your camera set up, oh, just experiment. I must admit that I know people that are more creative with video than me. I know some people that have no idea, and there's lots of people in between. And I would just say, to make it easy, set up your video, set up your microphone. You're probably thinking, oh my god, oh, this sounds too complex. Honestly, once you've done this a few times and you made 10, 20, 30, 50 videos, it really does get easier with you. It's a bit like riding the bike. Honestly, the more you do it, it just gets easier. And this is why I'm trying to make it simple. So an easy to use tripod, so it doesn't take longer than 30 seconds to set up. If in doubt, just put your camera, whatever camera you're using, to video mode, just press record, attach a microphone to it so the audio is nice. Make sure it's got a nice windbreak so the wind doesn't affect it too much. And another little power tip, have a spare battery. Charge all your batteries if you can, but have a spare battery just in case it runs out. Get an SD card that's at least 64 or 128 gigs, especially if you're using 4K. I should delete the video more than I do, but just a little power tip. And a little power tip, your tripod is your best friend, and if you start with something like the M50 or an R50, you will not be going wrong, because those cameras are brilliant at video and photography. So I hope this gave you a bit of value. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you want a bit more detail, now obviously if you want to play around with settings you can, but this video I just want to make it show you how easy I make it myself, because you know, I don't want video to be overly complex. I want to make the video, edit it, make it as good as I can, but at the same time I don't want to be spending 10 hours making a 10-minute video. It just seems daft. So that's why I like to make it as easy and as simple as possible. So I hope this video is giving you value. That motorbike wants to subscribe to the channel. And in a moment, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I make weekly content on the best cameras for creators. If that sounds interesting, you do get a like and subscribe. And in a moment, you can probably see them already flying around the screen. I'm going to leave you 2 end cards that are going to blow onto the video, give you absolute value. Click on one of them, watch some more content. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Why? You know the saying by now, for those of you that watch every week, because you guys rock.